Good morning, students. Welcome back to Maths Classroom. Today we are going to start our second chapter, and the name of the chapter is Fractions and Decimals. You have studied fractions and decimals in your 6th class also. So here we are further studying about the properties of fractions and decimal here in 7th class. Before that, let us recall something about fractions. So let us start with our first part, that is fraction part. So what is a fraction? A fraction tells us about a part of a whole. That means if you have a complete thing, then its part is known as a fraction. For example, you have a pizza. You have divided the pizza into how many parts? 4 equal parts. Out of that, you have eaten one part. So how much parts left? 1, 2, 3 parts. So we will write it as 3 by 4. Here 3 is the left out part and 4th is a complete pizza. So complete total 4 parts are there. So out of that, how many parts we have left with? 3 parts. And if you are being asked that how many parts you have eaten, so we will write it as 1 by 4. So this is the fraction. So we will write the fraction like this, 3 by 4. Here 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. So the numerator tells us the part and the denominator tells us the total part of the whole thing. So numerator told us the parts taken and denominator tells us the total number of parts. In this way we will write our fraction. Now what is the general form of the fraction? So the general form of a fraction is numerator by denominator, and the condition is denominator must not be equal to 0. That means this value can't be equal to 0. Here you can't write 0 because a complete thing is always a number. It can't be 0 because 0 has no meaning. You can't have a pizza equal to 0. You can't have a pencil equal to 0 or anything equal to 0. That's why we can't take a denominator equal to 0. If numerator and denominator are equal, then the fraction becomes 1, a complete thing. If your numerator and denominator, if you have 4 piece of pizza and you haven't eaten any piece, so how many? 4. So you will write it 4 by 4. That means you have your complete pizza. That means you have the complete value, the whole value. This is called unity of the fraction. This is called unity of the fraction, as unit means 1. So unity is complete value of the fraction. Next is, what are the different types of fraction? You have studied in your last class also different type of fractions. So the first type of fractions are like fractions. So what are like fractions? The fractions in which the denominator is equal is known as like fraction. For example, here it is given 2 by 6, 1 by 6 and 3 by 6. So all in these fractions the denominator is equal. So these are known as like fractions. Unlike fractions, the fractions in which the denominator is different, we will call them unlike fractions. Then we have equivalent fraction. So equivalent fractions are the fractions that represent the same value. That represent same value. For example, you have a pizza. Same example is given here. You have a pizza and you have divided it into 2 equal parts. You have eaten one part and you will left with 1. So here the fraction is 1 by 2. Now you have divided it into 4 equal parts and you have taken 2 out of it. Now it will become 2 by 4. If you have divided into further 6 equal parts, you have taken 3 parts. So now you are left with 3 by 6. That means these 1 by 2, 2 by 4 and 3 by 6 all represent the same value. This value all represent the same value. That's why these are known as equivalent fractions. Clear? Type of fractions are, first one is a proper fraction. So what is a proper fraction? A fraction in which your numerator is smaller than your denominator. That means your denominator has a greater value and numerator has a smaller value. For example, 3 by 4 is a proper fraction. Next is a improper fraction. So in improper fraction, your numerator value is greater and your denominator value is smaller. And next type is a mixed fraction. So a mixed fraction is a type of improper fraction in which we write the improper fraction in such a way that we have a complete value and a fraction value. That means you have a complete number and an proper fraction value in a mixed fraction. So mixed fraction is a type of improper fraction in which we write it as a complete number plus proper fraction. So that is a mixed fraction. So there are total 6 type of fractions: like fractions, unlike fractions, equivalent fractions, proper, improper and mixed fraction. Here I have written some definitions. As proper fraction is a fraction when denominator is less than the numerator is less than the denominator, that is known as proper fraction. Example is given: improper fraction when numerator is more than denominator. It represents the mixture of whole and a proper fraction. That means you have a complete value and a proper fraction. Next is a mixed fraction. It is a type of improper fraction and we can write it into mixed form. Here I have given example 1 is to 5 by 7. This is your mixed fraction value. Now your next topic is converting a mixed fraction into an improper fraction. How will you convert a given mixed fraction into improper fraction? So multiply the denominator of the mixed fraction to the whole number. That means first of all you have to multiply the denominator and the complete number, and then you have to add this value to the numerator. I have told you in the last your 6th class also about how to convert mixed fraction into improper, or how to convert improper fraction into mixed fraction. What you have to do? First of all, with the given complete number, then you have to add this value to the numerator. So 4 is to 1, 4 plus 3, 7 by 4. For example, you have to convert 5 is to 3 by 2 into improper fraction. So what you have to do? First of all, you will multiply 5 by 2. 5 2s are 10. Then you will add it to 3. So 10 plus 3, 13 by 2. In this way, we will convert a given mixed fraction into improper fraction. Next is converting an improper fraction into a mixed fraction. So to convert an improper fraction into mixed fraction, what you have to do? You have to divide the numerator by the denominator. Then the quotient will be the complete या whole number. Remainder will be the numerator and denominator will be the divisor. So this is the way to convert an improper fraction into mixed fraction. For example, you have 7 by 4. So how will you convert this? First of all, you will divide 7 by 4. 4 ones are 4. We will left with the remainder 3. So we will write this quotient. We will write this quotient as the complete number, this remainder as our numerator, and this divisor as our denominator. So this is the way to write an improper fraction into a mixed fraction. Clear? Now how to find equivalent fraction? You are given a fraction and you have to find equivalent fraction. So what you have to do? You have to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. You have to multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. I have given one example here. For example, you have to find equivalent fractions to 1 by 2. So what will you do? I have multiplied here by 2. You can also multiply it by 3, 4 or any number, but the number must be same each time for numerator and denominator. So here the example is for 1 by 2, I have multiplied by 2. So 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. In each one, always the answer is equivalent. In this way, we will convert a given fraction and we will find the equivalent fractions of the given fraction. Now, how will you find the reciprocal of a fraction? So if you have given two non-zero numbers as numerator and denominator whose product is 1, then those numbers must be the reciprocal of each other. What does it mean? You are given two numbers. For example, you are given 3 by 4 and 4 by 3. If you multiply these two, 4 will cancel 4, 3 will cancel 3, and your answer comes out to be 1. That means we say that 3 by 4 is the reciprocal of 4 by 3, and 4 by 3 is the reciprocal of 3 by 4. For one more example we can take, you are given 2 by 3 and 3 by 2. If you multiply these two, 2 will cancel 2, 3 will cancel 3. So very simple method to find out the reciprocal is just flip the number. You will make the numerator of the second one and make the numerator the denominator of the second one. Here the numerator of this is converted as denominator and denominator is converted to numerator. In this way we can find the reciprocal of a given fraction. So now let us move to our exercise 2.1. Question number first, you have to solve the given values. 2 minus 3 by 5. Here you have to solve this value by taking the LCM. So 2 minus 3 by 5. So this is 2 by 1, this is 3 by 5. So the LCM is 1 multiply 5, cross multiply, 5 2s are 10 minus 3. Answer is 7 by 5. Now you have to, this is an improper fraction, you have to convert it into mixed fraction. So 5 1s are 5, we will left with remainder 2, and the answer is 1:2 by 5. Next is 4 plus 7 by 8. Again it is 4 by 1, we will write it as 1 multiply 8, 4 8s are 32 plus 7 1s are 7. So answer is 39 by 8. Again you have to convert this improper fraction into mixed fraction, and the answer comes out to be 4:7 by 8. Next is 3 by 5 plus 2 by 7. What will you do? You will write it like this: 5 multiply 7, cross multiply, 7 3s are 21 plus 5 2s are 10. That will become 31 by 35. This is a proper fraction, so no need to convert. This is proper fraction. In this way we will solve these problems like this. Let us see for the question number 6. This is 2:2 by 3 plus 3:1 by 2. First of all you have to convert this into improper fraction. So 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 2 8, that will become 8 by 3 plus 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 1 7, 7 by 2. So here we come with 3 multiply 2, 8 2s are 7 3s are, so 8 2s are 16, 7 3s are 21. So our answer come out to be 37 by 6, or is equal to 6:1 by 6. In this way we can find out the given values. So try to solve these problems. If any problem is there or you are facing any problem in solving this, you can ask me in the comment box. The next question is, arrange the following in descending order. So to arrange the given fractions in either ascending or descending order, first of all you have to convert these into like fractions. So what are like fractions? The fractions in which the denominator is equal. So here we have to make the denominator equal. So we have 2 by 9, 2 by 3 and 8 by 21. So we will multiply 2 by 9 by, as we, first of all we will find the LCM 9, 3 and 21. For 9, 3 and 21, whenever you will find the LCM like this, the answer comes out to be 63. So we have to make the denominator equal to 63. So how will you make this 63? 2 by 9. If I will multiply it by 7 on both sides, so 7 2s are 14, 9 3s are, sorry, 9 7s are 63. So that will become 14 by 63. To convert 2 by 3, the denominator equal to 63, we will multiply it by 21. So 21 2s are 42 and 21 3s are 63. Again to convert 8 by 21, we will multiply it by 3, 8 3s are 24, 21 3s are 63. So we will convert these into like fractions. Now whose numerator is greater, the fraction is greater. Whose numerator is smaller, the fraction is smaller. So whose numerator is greater? 42 by 63. So the greatest fraction here is 42 by 63, then 24 by 63, then 14 by 63. In this way we can arrange the following as descending order fraction. Next is 1 by 5, 3 by 7 and 7 by 10. So what should you do? First of all we will find the LCM of 5, 7 and 10, and that comes out to be 70. That means you have to make the denominator equal to 70. So for that you have 1 by 5, so we will multiply it by 14, because 14 fives are 70. So 14 by 70, first fraction will become 14 by 70. Next is 3 by 7, we will multiply it by 10, so 30 by 70. And next is your 7 by 10, so we will multiply it by 7, that will become 49 by 70. In this way we will make all the denominators equal. Now which one is greater? 49 is greater, that means 49 by 70 is the greatest fraction, then 30 by 70, and then 14 by 70. In this way we can arrange these as fractions in descending order. Next question. In a magic square, the sum of the numbers in each row, in each column and along the diagonals is same. In a magic square, in each column, in each row and at each diagonal, the sum is same. So if this is a magic fraction, magic square, it will follow the same rule, that sum of all rows, sum of all columns and sum of all diagonals must be equal. So you have to prove that is this a magic square or not. So what should you do? First of all we will find the sum of the first row, first column, sorry. First of all we will find the sum of first column. So 4 by 11, 3 by 11, 8 by 11. 4 by 11 plus 3 by 11 plus 8 by 11, it will come out to be 15 by 11. Then second column, 9 by 11, 5 by 11 plus 1 by 11. So 9 plus 5, 14. 14 plus 1, 15 by 11. Next 2 by 11, 7 by 11, 6 by 11. So 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 6, 15 by 11. Now we will find out for rows. So the first row, 4 by 11, 9 by 11 and 2 by 11. So 4 plus 9, 13. 13 plus 2, 15 by 11. Then 3 plus 5 plus 7, again 15 by 11. 8 plus 1 plus 6, again 15 by 11. So each row, each column has same value. Now for diagonals, for the first diagonal, 4 by 11 plus 5 by 11 plus 6 by 11. As 4 plus 6, 10. 10 plus 5, 15 by 11. And for the second diagonal, 8 plus 5 plus 2. As 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. Again 15 by 11. So all the rows and all the columns and all the diagonals have same value. That means we can say that this is a magic square. Next question. A rectangular sheet of paper is 12 is to 1 by 2 centimeter long and 10 is to 2 by 3 centimeter wide. You have to find its perimeter. So first of all you will have to know what is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. So this is the length value, this is the breadth. So perimeter is equal to 2 into L plus B. Here you are given the value of L and the value of B. So what should you do? First of all you will convert these mixed fraction into improper fraction. So 12 is to 24. 24 plus 1, 25 by 2. And 10 threes are 30. 30 plus 2, 32 by 3. So your length value is 25 by 2. And your breadth value is 32 by 3. Now what you have to do? You have to find the perimeter. To 2 into L plus B, that is the formula for perimeter. So we will put the value of L as 25 by 2 and B as 32 by 3. So here the LCM will come out to be 3 multiplied 2. After cross multiplication we will get 75 plus 64, because 25 threes are 75 and 32 twos are 64. So this 2 will cancel this 2 and we will come out as 139 by 3, and the answer is 46 is to 1 by 3 centimeter. That is the perimeter of the rectangle. So simply you have to put the value given here and you have to add the given fractions and then multiply by 2 and you will get your answer. Find the perimeter of triangle ABE and the rectangle BCDE in this given figure whose perimeter is greater. That means you have to find the perimeter of the given triangle and the perimeter of the rectangle, and you have to check which out of these two has a greater perimeter. So what is the perimeter of a triangle? Sum of all sides. So the perimeter of the triangle is sum of all sides. So here the sides are given 5 by 2, 3 is to 3 by 5 and 2 is to 3 by 4. So the perimeter of this triangle is 5 by 2 plus 3 is to 3 by 5 plus 2 is to 3 by 4. You will find this value by adding all these fractions and the value come out to be 8 is to 17 by 20 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of the triangle. Now perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B. So your length value is given as 7 by 6 and your breadth value is given, length value is 2 is to 3 by 4 and breadth value is 7 by 6. So in place of length you will put 2 is to 3 by 4 and in place of breadth you will put 7 by 6. So by after solving this you will get the value equal to 7 is to 5 by 6. So as 8 is to 17 by 20 is greater than 7 is to 5 by 6, that means perimeter of triangle is greater than the perimeter of rectangle. Next one. Shalil wants to put a picture in a frame. The picture is 7 is to 3 by 5 centimeter wide. To fit in the frame, the picture can't be more than 7 is to 3 by 10 centimeter wide. How much should be the picture be trimmed? That means एक पिक्चर फ्रेम दिया है, पिक्चर की आपको विड्थ दी है 7 is to 3 by 5 सेंटीमीटर और ये कहा गया है कि उस फ्रेम के अंदर 7 is to 3 by 10 सेंटीमीटर से ज़्यादा विड्थ वाली पिक्चर नहीं आ सकती. पूछा ये है आपको पिक्चर को कितना ट्रिम करना पड़ेगा. दैट मीन्स this value is as the denominator is smaller 5, so this value is greater. Here the denominator is larger, this value is smaller. So what you should do, you have to subtract this value from this. That means 7 is to 3 by 5 minus 7 is to 3 by 10 and the answer comes out to be 3 by 10. That means you have to trim the picture by 3 by 10 centimeter. So the width of picture is given to you and the width of picture frame is given to you. So therefore the picture should be trimmed 7 is to 3 by 5 minus 7 is to 3 by 10. So the value comes out to be 3 by 10 centimeter. Next is Ritu ate 3 by 5 part of an apple and the remaining apple was eaten by her brother Somu. How much part of the apple did Somu eat? Who had the larger share and by how much? So 3 by 5 means here given 3 by 5. That means this 5 is the total number of parts of the apple. That means the apple is cutted into 5 equal parts. Out of these 5 parts, 3 parts are eaten by Ritu. So Somu eats how many parts? Only 2 parts, because total 5 parts are there. 3 parts are eaten by Ritu. So only 2 parts will left and that were eaten by her brother Somu. So Ritu eats how much part? 3 by 5 and Somu eat how much part? 1 minus 3 by 5, that is equal to 2 by 5. Simply you can see it like this. If there are total 5 parts of the apple, out of these 3 parts are eaten by Ritu. So how much part will left? 1 and 2. That means Somu has eaten 2 by 5 part of the apple. So how will you find this? The complete part is 1 or we can write it as 5 by 5. Total 5 parts are there. Out of these 3 by 5 part was eaten by Ritu. So how much part was eaten by Somu? 5 minus 3, 2 by 5 part. Clear? Comparing the parts of an apple written by Ritu and Somu, Ritu has eaten larger share 3 by 5. You and your brother has 5 parts on apple. You have eaten 3 parts and your brother has eaten 2 parts. So how much part you have eaten greater? One share. That means 1 by 5 part you have eaten greater. So here Ritu has eaten 1 by 5 more than the Somu's part. One more piece she has eaten than Somu. Next is Michelle finished coloring a picture in 7 by 12 hours. Vaibhav finished coloring the same picture in 3 by 4 hours. Who worked larger and by how much fraction was it longer? So first of all we will write it like this. Time taken by Michelle to color the picture is 7 by 12 hours. Time taken by Vaibhav to color the picture is 3 by 4 hours. So how will you find this, that which one is greater? So first of all you will make the denominator equal. As 4 3s are 12, so we can divide it 3 by 4 by 3. So 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12. So it will come out to be 9 by 12. So which one is greater, 7 by 12 or 9 by 12? 9 by 12 is greater. That means Vaibhav works longer time. Vaibhav has taken longer time because he has taken 3 by 4 hours. That is equal to 9 by 12. So Vaibhav works longer time. By how much? We will simply minus 9 by 12 minus 7 by 12. So 9 minus 7, 2 by 12, that is 1 by 6 hours. So here it is given 1 by 6 hour more. So Vaibhav took 1 by 6 hour more than Michelle. I think you all have learned because you have do these things in your last class also. So it is an easy task for you to understand all these problems. So in our next session we will go further in this. We will study about the multiplication of fraction in our next video. Till then, complete your classwork and stay home, stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.